Let me ask you something. You've got an LLC, you feel protected, you feel like your personal assets are safe. But what if I told you that a single lawsuit from a single tenant, a single client, or a single business partner could wipe out everything you own across every business you've built? That's not a scare tactic. That is the legal reality for millions of business owners right now who think one LLC is enough. Here's what the wealthiest investors, the ones with real estate portfolios, multiple businesses, and serious assets, already know. A basic LLC is just the starting line. Today we're going way deeper. We're talking about Series LLCs and holding company structures, the advanced playbook that protects each and every asset you own, like it's in its own bulletproof vault. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how these structures work, which one is right for you, and how to set it up without a law degree. Let's get into it. What is a Series LLC? First, what exactly is a Series LLC? Think of it this way. A traditional LLC is like a single apartment. All your stuff is in one unit. If there's a flood, everything gets damaged. A Series LLC is like owning the entire apartment building, except each unit has its own completely separate lock, its own lease, and its own liability shield. Under one master LLC, you can create multiple cells or series, each one legally isolated from the others. So if you own 5 rental properties, each property goes into its own series. If a tenant from Unit 3 sues you and wins, they can only go after the assets inside that series. Units 1, 2, 4 and 5 completely untouched. This is massive. Now here's the part most people don't realize. In most states, each series doesn't need to be filed separately with the state. You file one master LLC and you create series internally through your operating agreement. That means far less paperwork, far less cost compared to forming 5 separate LLCs. Currently, Series LLCs are available in about 22 states including Delaware, Texas, Illinois, Nevada and Wyoming, with more states adopting the structure every year. Delaware and Wyoming tend to be the most favorable for formation even if you don't live there. The asset firewall, how Series LLCs protect you, here's where it gets really powerful. Let's say you're a real estate investor with a short-term rental, a long-term rental, and a commercial unit. You put each one into a separate series under your master LLC. Your short-term rental, guest, slips and falls, sues your business, and wins a $200,000 judgment. Under a standard LLC, depending on how your assets are titled, there's a real risk that judgment could bleed over into your other properties. Under a properly structured Series LLC, that judgment is contained entirely within that one series. Your other properties, protected by law. This is the legal firewall that high net worth investors use. Now a critical warning here, the firewall only holds if you maintain proper separation. That means separate bank accounts for each series, separate bookkeeping, separate contracts in the name of each series, and an operating agreement that explicitly outlines each series and its assets. Sloppy record keeping is the number one reason asset protection fails. The structure is only as strong as how you run it. What is a holding company structure? Now let's talk about holding companies, a different approach but equally powerful. A holding company is a parent LLC or corporation that owns other LLCs or subsidiaries underneath it. Here's what that looks like. At the top, you have your holding company LLC, let's call it Smith Holdings LLC. It owns nothing that operates, no clients, no contracts, no liability exposure. Underneath it, you have operating companies, separate LLCs for each business or property. These are where the day-to-day activity happens. So if your operating company gets sued, the lawsuit hits that LLC. Your holding company, which holds all the value, the real estate titles, the investment accounts, is sitting clean, one layer up, untouched. This structure is incredibly popular with real estate investors who hold properties in the parent and operations in child LLCs, entrepreneurs who run multiple brands under one umbrella, startups who create IP holding entities separate from operating companies, and here's a bonus advantage most people don't talk about: privacy. When your properties and assets are held inside a holding company that is layered under another entity, especially in a privacy-friendly state like Wyoming or New Mexico. Your name becomes extremely difficult to trace in public records. That is an asset protection benefit in itself. A lawsuit you don't know about can't target assets it can't find. Series LLC versus holding company, which one is right for you? So, Series LLC or holding company? Let's cut through the noise. Choose a Series LLC if you have multiple similar assets like a portfolio of rental properties. You want to minimize state filing fees and administrative overhead. You are operating in a state that recognizes Series LLCs. Choose a holding company structure if you're running multiple different types of businesses. You want maximum privacy and separation between identity and assets. You're operating across multiple states, some of which don't recognize Series LLCs. You want to create a clean IP holding entity separate from operations. And here's the advanced move. Some sophisticated business owners combine both. A holding company at the top, owning a Series LLC that manages the real estate portfolio, while other subsidiaries handle different business lines. That's layered protection at its finest. How to set this up today? Now the most important part, how do you actually set this up? For a Series LLC, you'll want to start by choosing a Series LLC friendly state. Wyoming and Delaware are the most recommended. Services like Northwest Registered and Harbor Compliance specialize in this. They understand the nuances of state-by-state compliance and will make sure your master LLC and operating agreement are structured correctly from day one. This is not the place to cut corners. If you're building a holding company structure, platforms like Zen Business, Swift Filings, and Inc. Authority make the multi-entity formation process far more manageable. You'll be forming more than one entity, so look for services that offer registered agent bundling and compliance tracking across multiple entities. For your legal documents, your operating agreements, intercompany agreements, IP assignments, Rocket Lawyer and LegalZoom both offer attorney-reviewed templates that work for these structures. For branding your holding and operating companies, Taylor Brands and Breezy can help you establish each entity with its own professional identity quickly and affordably. And remember, whatever structure you build, maintain it. Annual reports, separate bank accounts, clean books, because the most airtight LLC structure in the world collapses in court if you've been running it like a sole proprietorship. Here's the bottom line. Forming an LLC was smart. But if all your assets are sitting in a single entity with no internal firewall, you're one bad day away from watching everything you've built disappear. The wealthy don't just form LLCs, they architect their protection. Series LLCs, holding companies, layered structures that make it nearly impossible for a single lawsuit to touch more than what it's supposed to. Now you know the strategy. The only question is, are you going to use it? Drop a series in the comments if you want a deep dive into setting up a Series LLC step by step in your specific state. And if this video opened your eyes, subscribe, because next week we're breaking down how to protect your LLC from the IRS during an audit. That one is going to be a game changer. See you in the next one.